Good morning and welcome to another day in Lent. Today we're going to talk about humility, and I might show you that I'm the most humble person of all. Coming right up. Good morning, I'm That Nerdy Catholic, and my hope is that we all can find unity within Jesus Christ. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about humility. I was in a discussion with some friends earlier today, and we were talking about the sin of pride and the sin of sloth, and it was a really interesting conversation because pride and sloth, as they were saying, are two extremes of the same sin. When we don't want to do what the Lord wants us to do, and we do our own thing, but for different reasons. When we're prideful, we say, Lord, I am more important than this. The sin of Satan. I will not serve. I am the best. I want to be exalted above everything else. And so in that pride, you will not serve the Lord. But sloth being the other extreme of, in false humility, of saying, well, I can't do it. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. I can't do this on my own. And so in the other extreme, you are not going to God, and you're not doing what God is calling you to do. In both of those extremes, you are relying on your own strength. In the pride of saying, I can do it, and in the sloth of saying, I'm not worthy of doing it, and so I'm just going to sit here and wallow in my kind of self-pity. But then we're talking about the remedy of both of those, and the remedy of both of those is humility. So Lord, help me to be humble. Help me to accept what you are calling me to do, and help me to realize and know that you are going to give me all that I need to do it. And so I wanted to read something to you. I got this card a couple of weeks ago when I was traveling around Boston getting interviews. We did one interview at a Benedictine monastery, and one of the brothers was handing out stacks of these cards. He was actually getting ready to give these out at the conference that we were at later in the week. And so he gave me a few of these cards. It's the Litany of Humility. I've heard a number of people talk about this in the last year. And so when he had a few of them, I was so excited. I want to start praying this. I think I'm going to start praying this every day. It's part of my morning prayer time. But it's a beautiful prayer, and I just wanted to read it to you. O Jesus, meek, humble of heart, hear me. From the desire of being esteemed, deliver me, Jesus. From the desire of being loved, deliver me, Jesus. From the desire of being extolled, deliver me, Jesus. From the desire of being honored, deliver me, Jesus. From the desire of being praised, deliver me, Jesus. From the desire of being preferred to others, deliver me, Jesus. From the desire of being consulted, deliver me, Jesus. From the desire of being approved, deliver me, Jesus. From the fear of being humiliated, deliver me, Jesus. From the fear of being despised, deliver me, Jesus. From the fear of suffering rebukes, deliver me, Jesus. From the fear of being calumniated, deliver me, Jesus. From the fear of being forgotten, deliver me, Jesus. From the fear of being ridiculed, deliver me, Jesus. From the fear of being wronged, deliver me, Jesus. From the fear of being suspected, deliver me, Jesus. That others may be loved more than I, Jesus, grant me the grace to desire it. That others may be esteemed more than I, Jesus, grant me the grace to desire it. That, in the opinion of the world, others may increase and I may decrease, Jesus, grant me the grace to desire it. That others may be chosen and I set aside, Jesus, grant me the grace to desire it. That others may be praised and I unnoticed, Jesus, grant me the grace to desire it. That others may be preferred to me in everything, Jesus, grant me the grace to desire it. That others may become holier than I, provided that I may become as holy as I should, Jesus, grant me the grace to desire it. It's a very interesting and a very powerful prayer. And as I was reading through it, I realized the first part, it's all about fear. We need to ask for humility so that we can be delivered from fear. Humility is trusting God, and humility is trusting that God is going to do what He will through us. It is not our own plan. It is the plan that God has for us. And when we fear, we are not trusting God. And the second part is asking Jesus for the desire to put others before ourselves. And so it is a beautiful prayer. I'll put a link to a prayer down in the description. We should be able to pray for humility every day. And humility doesn't mean that we don't use our gifts for God. Humility, I've often thought that humility is that feeling of saying, well, I'm just not good enough, thinking low of myself. But humility is not thinking low about ourselves. It is thinking about ourselves the way we ought. It is putting ourselves in right perspective to God. And God has given each of us gifts. And so it is in humility that we can use the gifts that God gave us to glorify Him. And so I've thought about that as I'm working on my channel. Is it humble for me to put myself out there, to make videos so that people can watch them? I know that it could very easily fall into the sin of pride and say, well, this is all about me. I'm so wonderful. Look at my great videos. But I could also fall into the sin of sloth and say, well, I don't want to put myself out there so that people can look at me. And so I just won't do it. But I know that God has given me certain gifts, and my desire is to glorify God through these gifts. And so that is one of the reasons why I'm here. And so in this season of Lent, as we are coming to the end of Lent, and as we're preparing for Easter, let us all pray that we can approach the Easter season with more humility, that we can all approach each other with more humility, that we can approach each other and say, what is the Lord calling us to with each other? How can we put others before ourselves? There's such a great tradition of humility in the Catholic Church, and I think I'm going to have to cover that in a future video. But for now, I want to thank you again for being part of this community, for walking along with me through Lent. I'm so excited that we can approach Easter together to celebrate the resurrection of our Lord, to celebrate the new life that He has given us because of the life that He gave for us. And I want to thank you for joining me on this journey. And I look forward to seeing where we will go from here. And I pray that we can all approach each other in humility and in the love of Christ. And I don't know if this will sound ironic after talking about humility, but I want to tell you one more time about the Tiber River Swim Team t-shirts are available at Nerdy Catholic Tees. If you go over there and use the coupon code ThatNerdyCatholic, you will get 10% off your first order. Nerdy Catholic Tees is a sponsor of That Nerdy Catholic. Probably won't be able to order the shirt in time for Easter, but you can still order one and print out a slip and say, hey, it's coming soon. So remember, head over to Nerdy Catholic Tees and use the coupon code ThatNerdyCatholic for 10% off your first order. You can watch another video up here. If you like what I'm doing on this channel and you want to join this community, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button if you like this video, and that little church bell to get a notification when I put up a new video. I'll see you again tomorrow, and God bless.